I ain't trying to be funny. I grew up in Terre Haute my whole life. And one thing these girls don't understand is that when you go through real shit, you know what I'm saying? When you go through stuff where people mistrade, misuse your trust, shit's all fun and games until you gotta go through something. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games until somebody say something. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always got something to say, but when you going through real stuff, that's the reason why, black women get so mad at white women because y'all want to play this I want to be black shit, and y'all don't get, we get in trouble. We got to work 10 times harder only for you guys to come into a neighborhood and act like you want to be something. And then you go back to your job and be disrespectful. Like, I can't support it. I can't subscribe to it because I know how hard it is for real because I am one. I'm not trying to put a black versus white thing, but it's real irritating when I see people pretend and y'all just act like it's no big deal. Like, nobody does shit like that. That's just my personal opinion. Like, you would only know unless you've been down that road. But, if you don't go down that road, I can't explain it for you. But one thing I will say, look at Diddy's life. Everybody was rooting for him until the cops came. Then everybody want to blame him for stuff. But see, when you a dark-skinned black man in America, you got to work hard and all this other stuff. So it's easy for everybody to claim want to be Diddy, but will you be Diddy's life? It's easy to want to claim wanting to be Bobby Brown. It's easy to want to claim wanting to be all these men until you go through what they go through. Then all of a sudden, you want to leave. But guess what? Unlike this stupid gender crap that everybody be talking about, and I'm not trying to be funny, but you don't know what it feels like to be a brother in America. People always accusing you for shit, and they're for you guys to date somebody out your race, and then they think that they automatically gonna injure that person. So for me, I can't subscribe to it because I've seen it too many times. I've had cousins get in trouble with him. I had my little cousin get in trouble with it. So that's all I'm saying. That shit don't work. You can say that you got it all day long. They are never gonna accept you unless you have friends like my friends. But like I said, it's all fun and games until you one of them. It's all fun and games until somebody say some shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not hard like that. I grew up in church, but what I do know is college experience. It's all fun and games until they pull the trigger. That's why I said why I don't go to parties no more anymore. Went to the ISU party, and they were supposed to go to the other side of North High School. All it took was for somebody from Bloomington to have a gun. That's all it took one time. And then my friend's friend wanted to sit there and say, oh, well, I'm leaving. And I'm looking at him like, we ain't leaving. Not until we have everybody. He took my car keys. Do you know this doofus? And I'm not making fun of him. But this little idiot took my car keys, gonna sit there and say something, oh, well, I'm leaving. I'm like, nah, we not leaving until everybody show up. But see, that's what happens when you got a person. When you got a person who think that they got that kind of privilege, because I ain't trying to be funny towards light-skinned people. Light-skinned people are beautiful. But my issue with him that night is the fact that we were all girls. There was only two dudes. One was gay, one was straight. You don't leave anybody when stuff like that happens. You feel what I'm saying? So for you to sit there and take my car keys and then get in my car is the main reason why you gotta be careful who you friends with, because that was a life or death situation. You can't do stuff like that. Not not in any other city. You can get away with that stuff sometimes in other cities. You can't do that here or in Indianapolis. You'll go missing doing stupid stuff like that. And that's why I said people go to college and take stuff for granted and be thinking, oh, I could just go to college and act a fool. No, you need to have some protection and go in groups. But you got to be careful who's in that motherfucking group. Because if that person in the group decides to leave you and somebody has a weapon, you're screwed. And that's all I know. That's the reason why I don't party no more. If I do, I get with folks that's been knowing me for years. If I do, that's the reason why I only have like maybe 2 or 3 friends I mess around with, and then I say something to them and then I go back to work. That's it. You can't afford to party like that. Not right now. But I say what I say because people just be thinking that you could just go to school, have a good time, and nothing happened to you. There's been so many things that happen in college, and I'm not just singling out ISU because it's not ISU like that. I'm saying college, period. People do crazy stuff. You can't trust it. You got to be careful in these streets. You got to. I've never been in the streets. Think about my life. I grew up in church. The streets had to tell me because I thought I was hard when I was 19. I thought I could do everything because I was back home. Ooh, I learned my lesson. And it was a painful lesson. But I know one thing, I'll never do that foolishness again. Never walk by myself again. And never hang around the wrong group of people ever again. You know what I'm saying? It's only God that kept us that night because that dude had a whole weapon. He brought a whole Glock. We were supposed to just have fun, like you know how you do at Woodrow Wilson and have a fun club. Man, we were just supposed to do that. We were just supposed to chill, have some Kool-Aid because we wasn't allowed to drink because of course we were on an area where they do ROTC, so all they had was Kool-Aid. So the Deltas got a chance to step, and the next thing I know, this dude pulled a trigger. And when that dude took my car keys and said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna leave now," I looked at him like, "You better get some sense in you. I'm not leaving nobody because they still inside." That's why I said it's not mostly gay people because they're not every gay person thinks like that. But you got to be careful who your friends are because that'll be your life or death situation. There's too many times where I've seen people do stuff and I stepped in and said, "Nah, this is not gonna happen to her right there." You gotta be careful. Stop being around people and thinking that you can be around them like that. You can't. You cannot. You can't do that. You can't be around people like that. I can tell you that now. You can't be around people like that. You gotta be careful who you deal with. You can't just, "Oh, this person my friend." No. People get hurt nowadays. Y'all got to be careful. Y'all be doing every little trend thinking that stuff is cute. Because all that stuff, I took my TikTok page down because I thought it was stupid. Y'all doing this stuff, y'all be thinking y'all really know what it's about. Y'all don't know what that stuff is about. Y'all don't know what that lifestyle is about. I just got a taste of it. I don't even know what it's about. But what I do know is I have common sense not to act a damn fool. That night taught me a lesson. So then when they got back in the car, he's like, "Well, what happened? What happened? What happened?" And I was like, "Bro, he sat there and said that he was going to leave, and they just sitting there being quiet." I said, "See, that's what I'm saying, y'all. This is why I don't hang out with y'all, because y'all take stuff too lightly. Had he had a left, it would have been everybody's fault. And because I had the car, they would have been yelling at me. And because I was older than everybody, I said, nah, we're not doing that." But I told him he wasn't allowed to come around me or my friends because that's stupid. I told my other friend there was one time where she was liking somebody and a person that I was talking to, he stupidly brought his friend. If I didn't do nothing right then and there, he would have raped her. I didn't let them do that. You know what I let them do? I let them take me and do stuff to me because I love my friend so much. And because she was already in a vulnerable situation, I wasn't going to let her get sodomized. And she's not in her right mind. I couldn't think like that. So I took that on because I said I'd rather them take advantage of me than her because she's too small and they might crush her. I'm big enough where I can handle that stuff. That's why I say you gotta be careful. If you got a friend like that, let me tell you something, freshman kids. If you got a friend like that, that's willing to protect you like that, that's almost like a mom in some cases, you have got to have friends like that. You cannot have friends that just think that it's cool to just be sleeping with random people with no shirt on. You gotta be careful, bro. This is not a game. People be missing every day, and y'all just be coming out here like, "Ooh, I'm in college. I can whip my hair." I used to say that stuff too, and then the life had to teach me something, and it's a blessing that I'm even at 25. That's what I'm saying. Y'all kids be just doing whatever you see that's a trend on Instagram, Facebook, and all these social medias. This is not a game. College is a serious thing. You go to college to get your education and then do stuff like that. You don't go there for boys, for girls messing around and have kids. You don't do that. You do that stuff until like afterwards. They'll be sitting there messing up all your college fund and all your family money because you wanted to mess around with some guy that will probably never talk to you ever again. Cause it happened to almost every one of my friends. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all don't understand how dangerous this stuff is. And then let me address this thing. For them kids that sit there and think that missing for 24 hours is a joke. Y'all need to pay attention. Y'all sound stupid as motherfucking shit. I'm gonna be honest. Who does that? Missing for 24 hours. Do you know what happens in 24 hours? I went missing before, and it was only because I was doing the stupid stuff myself. You don't go missing for 24 hours. You don't know what's going to happen to you. It's lucky that I didn't get raped the night that I did go missing. You don't do that. I was just walking, just not paying attention, thinking that I can go over to my friend's house and be fine. Man, I was stuck at that boy's house for I don't know how many days. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all kids be thinking that these little challenges y'all do on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and all these other stuff that these people think they're condoning, and y'all think this stuff is cute. It's not cute. It ain't cute when you look around and then you don't have no family. It ain't cute when you can't come home or you, next thing you know, you in a foreign country being, sex trafficked. Y'all don't understand. Stop wearing these tight clothes and thinking that that stuff is okay. You can wear pants, but cover your bottom. You don't need to be dressing these little girls looking like grown women. They don't need to be that grown. You need to be in school and reading something. That's the reason why these dudes take these girls and brutally rape them. This stuff is not a joke. This stuff happens in real life. And y'all think just because it's a trend, you do that and see what happened. Baby girl saw a baby girl on Instagram. She don't need to be wearing no makeup. Not at no 5 years old. Which y'all, I don't care if it was a fashion situation. Let her wait until she 18. What is she wearing makeup at 5 for? And then y'all wonder why they wilding out. And then when they look like Britney Spears, then you want something to say. Had somebody did something for her then, they wouldn't have had to put her on a conservatorship. You don't sit there and let no boy sit there and talk about no girl's virginity. You know better than that. You don't sit there and let this dude sit there and say that he took her V card and had people embarrassing her and being disrespectful. Only reason why I even said anything about Britney Spears is because y'all let stuff happen. Then all of a sudden wanted to say that she's mentally not insane. Y'all wasn't saying that when she was making all the money. See, that's what I'm saying. People always got all this thing to say about your mental health when you grown, but when they put you in an environment that's dangerous, that's full of pedophiles, it's full of people that's not going to do nothing but do stuff to you, then all of a sudden, it's a situation. Y'all be putting y'all kids in situations because you don't have the balls to provide for them. Stop giving them over to the devil and you don't even know what they're doing. And then when they pass away, then you want to do the, oh, I'm sorry. You don't do stuff like that. If you don't want children and give them up for adoption or something like that, don't just be giving them up to the music industry thinking that that's going to solve something. And then when they half retarded, then you want to sit there and say, oh, I didn't know, oh, I didn't know. You knew because you let them sign a contract that they didn't know. Just like you letting them model at such a young age. Let them finish school so they can understand who they are. Letting these kids get involved with homosexuality so young. Let these kids know who they are first. Get it like at least 17, 18. They don't need to be doing that stuff at no 14, 15. They don't understand what that's about. Because I'm just saying, nothing wrong with being who you are, but you got a lot of pedophiles out there that will do stuff to them. And y'all just sitting there letting the little boy wear makeup and doing this and let a little boy wear a dress. Let a pedophile come to that school and do something. And you'll have a problem. There's pedophiles everywhere, and y'all just be letting them do whatever you want. If a kid tell you he want to be a box, you gonna let him be a cereal box. Is that what you gonna do? That's what I'm saying. And then you wanna wonder why they so messed up and they doing stuff and they blowing stuff up. You can't do stuff like that. I don't have kids, but I know one thing. My mom did everything she could. My father did everything they could to raise me right. I made a few mistakes, made some detrimental mistakes, but never in my life am I gonna put myself in the arms of somebody that's gonna hurt me like that. Not at this age. I probably did years ago, but if you tell me this now, nah, I ain't gonna give it a second thought because it's a life or death situation, and because I work in the health field, I see this stuff all the time. You don't do ignorant stuff like that. You don't just be coming in everybody's house. You don't just be drinking off of everybody's thing. People do stuff in people's houses. On another episode of SMS News Channel.